It's been a roller coaster ride for the Briggle family of Denton this year. They found themselves in the center of a transgender debate after Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton filed a lawsuit against a presidential mandate allowing children to use public restrooms that match their gender identity. It led to a dinner invitation that was accepted by Paxton and his wife. It also led to a phone call from the Human Rights Campaign, and most recently, a visit to the White House. Adam and Amber and MG and Lulu are all in studio. We're starting with Mom, Amber, and MG. Dad and Lulu's 4 years old. Off camera, we're going to work them in a little later. We think it might be smart to start this way. All right, let's update us first on your situation, how the family's doing, how the school year went this fall, gender identity, and all your experiences. How are things going right now?
Things are going great. Would you think you've had a good school year so far, MG? Yeah. He's in 3rd grade. He is in the Expo program because he's bright and articulate. You're popular, you're athletic, you're doing great in school, you've got a lot of great friends, and we couldn't be happier with where we're at.
Good. Glad to have you here.
Yeah.
All right, now let's get to the White House visit. And I don't know who can explain best. Mom, maybe this is your area, but how did the invitation come to be? How did you find out, and what was that like?
Yeah, so I got a call. My husband and I serve on the Parents for Transgender Equality Council through the Human Rights Campaign, and it was through HRC that we got this invitation. So the White House extended an invitation to HRC. They said, we have this family-friendly event coming up. Do you have some people that you'd like to invite to be guests there? And they thought of us. It was such an honor. So we got a call from the Human Rights Campaign, and they said, can you save the date? This may or may not happen. And that was a couple of weeks ago. They assured us that it wouldn't be a last-minute thing.
Were you able to save the date?
We were.
Fit in the White House
I was
visit?
able to fit in the Obamas, yes,
Okay.
sir. But it ended up actually being a last-minute call. They called us last Thursday morning, and they said, "Can you be at the White House at 4 o'clock tomorrow to watch Rogue One in the movie theater at the White House?" And I didn't even have to check my schedule. We're going to make that happen. So we got on an airplane Friday morning, and we went to the White House and we saw a movie.
MG, tell me, did you actually meet President Obama? Did you get to meet the president?
I saw him.
You saw him? In person, you saw him?
But I didn't get to like shake his hand.
But you were in the White House. What's that like?
It's kind of cool.
Kind of? Okay, so you got to see the movie, and it was a private screening. The White House has a movie theater, and that's where you got to see Rogue One, right?
Yeah.
Was anybody else in the room who we would know or recognize? Or
Mark Hamill.
he played Luke Skywalker, and he was there. Did you get to meet him too?
I got a picture with him.
What an opportunity. You have your shirt swag too. Have you? I'm curious. School is already out when you made this trip. Have you had a chance to talk to friends and say, "I was in the White House. I saw Rogue One." You haven't had that chance yet.
No.
After the break.
Yeah.
After the break, show the pictures. Okay, I do want to. There is a news thing I want to talk about, Amber, and I don't know if this is related to the soon White House change, inauguration, or whatever, but there's been a push, and there's been lawsuits about getting birth certificates changed. Have you been keeping up with that? About the gender on the birth certificate, changing that, and there's a lawsuit in New Jersey, is the most recent one. Do you think about things like that? Are you considering those? Do you let this play out? How will you approach that type of decision in your future if you make one?
So I think that type of decision is going to be unique for every individual and unique for every family. I can say that as his mother and as his parents, we are going to do everything in our power we can to ensure that he is protected under the law and treated equally among his peers. If that requires a birth certificate change, we'll cross that road when we get there. But I think ultimately transgender people shouldn't be required to change their birth certificate in order to be accepted and receive the same rights as people whose birth certificates have never been changed. I think it's more important to fight for their rights than it is to go through some legal avenue to change legal documentation.
That makes sense. All right, let's meet the rest of the family. Adam and Lulu. Briggle, are you back
Hey, my
there?
Lulu.
There they are.
Hey, baby girl.
Okay, these are the Briggles.
Looking good. You want to hold this, baby? Hold this. You want to come up
Thank you
here?
so much. I'm glad you got to have that cool experience at the White House. It sounds great. And congratulations. I mean, that's a big deal.
It was an honor, and thank you so much for having us here.
Adam, thanks. Way to
Thanks.
go, keeping Lulu. You were so quiet. Adam did his job. All right, Briggles, thank you so much.
Thank you
Thanks
so much
being
for
here.
having us.
Appreciate it.